Elon Musk had always trusted his instincts. They'd served him well through countless product launches, near bankruptcies, and impossible engineering challenges. But that Tuesday morning in Austin, his instincts were screaming that something was catastrophically wrong. It started during his 6 a.m. workout. 20 minutes into his routine, his heart began racing irregularly. Not the normal elevated rate from exercise, but erratic, skipping beats, pounding in a way that felt foreign and alarming. He stopped mid-rep, hand on his chest, waiting for it to pass. It didn't. By the time he showered and dressed, his vision was blurring at the edges. Colors seemed too bright, sounds too loud. His hands trembled as he tried to button his shirt, not from nervousness, but from something else entirely. Something physical. Something wrong. His security chief, Marcus Chen, noticed immediately when Elon entered the Tesla Gigafactory Austin headquarters. "Boss, you look terrible," Marcus said, stepping closer. "You okay?" "I'm fine," Elon said automatically, but his voice sounded strange even to himself, slurred slightly, like he'd been drinking. He hadn't touched alcohol in months. "You're not fine," Marcus insisted. "You're pale, you're sweating, and your pupils are dilated. I'm calling the doctor." "No doctors," Elon said sharply. Then, more carefully, "Not yet. I need to think." He made it to his office and closed the door, sinking into his chair. His mind, usually processing dozens of thoughts simultaneously, jumping between projects and problems with machine-like efficiency, felt sluggish, clouded. He tried to review the production numbers from overnight, but the spreadsheet on his screen seemed to swim. That's when the nausea hit. He barely made it to his private bathroom before vomiting violently. Once, twice, 3 times. His body was purging something, fighting something. When he looked up at himself in the mirror, he was genuinely frightened by what he saw. His face was grayish, slick with sweat. His eyes looked wrong, pupils blown wide despite the bright bathroom lights. His hands shook uncontrollably as he gripped the sink. This wasn't flu. This wasn't food poisoning. This was something else. Something deliberate. The thought crystallized with sudden, terrifying clarity. Someone tried to poison me. He stumbled back to his office and pulled out his phone with trembling fingers. But who to call? The police. They'd leak it to the media within hours. The hospital. Same problem. His mother. She'd panic. He called Kimball, his brother. "Elon. It's 6:30 in the morning." "Someone poisoned me," Elon interrupted, his words tumbling out too fast. "Last night. Something I ate or drank. I'm sick. Really sick. Heart's racing, vision blurred, can't think straight." "Where are you?" Kimball's voice snapped into focus, the sleepiness gone. "My office. Gigafactory, Austin. Do not move. I'm calling Dr. Patel and we're coming to you." "Elon, listen to me. If you're right, if someone actually poisoned you, you need to be careful. Whoever did it might try again. Get Marcus. Lock your door. Don't eat or drink anything that wasn't sealed. Do you understand?" "Yes," Elon managed, though his brain was struggling to keep up. 20 minutes. Hold on. The next 20 minutes were among the longest of Elon's life. He sat at his desk, trying to control his racing heart through breathing exercises he'd learned from a meditation app he'd invested in but rarely used. His mind kept spinning through possibilities. Who would want to poison him? The list was uncomfortably long. Competitors who'd love to see Tesla or SpaceX fail. Short sellers who'd made billions betting against his companies. Foreign governments that saw his satellite network as a threat. Activists who blamed him for everything from labor practices to space debris. Disgruntled former employees. Internet trolls who'd escalated from tweets to action. But wanting him dead and actually attempting murder were very different things. Someone had gotten close enough to contaminate his food or drink. That required access, planning, knowledge of his routines. That required someone inside his circle. The thought made his stomach twist again, though whether from poison or betrayal, he couldn't tell. Marcus knocked and entered, having overridden the lock. "Your brother called me. Filled me in. I'm staying with you until the doctor arrives." He paused, studying Elon's face. "Sir, I need to ask, What did you eat and drink in the last 24 hours? Elon forced himself to think through the fog. Yesterday, protein shake at home in the morning. Coffee at the office, from the executive break room, made by the machine. Lunch was the chicken salad from that place on 6th Street, the one I always order from. Dinner. He paused, trying to remember. Dinner was at home. Maria made salmon. Maria. His housekeeper of 3 years. She'd been thoroughly vetted, had signed NDAs, had never given any cause for concern. But she prepared his food, had access to his home, knew his routines intimately. The protein shake, Marcus said, pulling out his phone and making notes. Where do you keep the powder? Pantry at home. Same brand I've used for years. When did you open this container? Elon thought. Maybe a week ago. Less. Who has access to your pantry? Maria. My security team. Me. He paused. And whoever visits the house, I suppose. I don't exactly lock the pantry. Marcus's expression darkened. We'll need to secure everything from your house. Get it tested. The coffee machine at the office too. And we need to review security footage, visitor logs, anyone who had opportunity. Dr. Patel arrived with Kimball, both men moving quickly into the office. The doctor was carrying a large medical kit and set it up immediately on Elon's conference table. Tell me your symptoms, Dr. Patel said, already checking Elon's pulse, his pupils, pulling out equipment. Elon recited them: racing heart, blurred vision, nausea, vomiting, trembling, difficulty concentrating, dilated pupils. How long after eating dinner did symptoms begin? Dr. Patel asked, wrapping a blood pressure cuff around Elon's arm. I felt fine last night. Symptoms started this morning during my workout. Maybe 8 hours after dinner. Dr. Patel nodded grimly. That timing is consistent with certain types of poisoning. Your blood pressure is elevated but not critical. Heart rate is 140, too high for resting, but you're clearly in distress, which could account for it. He prepared a syringe. I'm drawing blood. We'll run a comprehensive toxicology screen. But that will take time. Meanwhile, I'm starting you on activated charcoal to absorb any remaining toxins and fluids. What poison do you think it is? Elon asked. Too early to say definitively. The symptom profile could match several things. Organophosphates, pesticides, certain heavy metals, some plant-based toxins, even some prescription drugs in high doses. The dilated pupils are particularly telling, suggest something affecting your nervous system. As Dr. Patel worked, drawing blood and setting up in 4, Kimball pulled Marcus aside. Elon could hear them talking in low voices about securing the house, getting samples of all food and drink, reviewing who had access. We need to involve the police, Kimball was saying. Not yet, Marcus replied. If this leaks, it creates more problems. Panic. Copycats. Stock implications. Let us investigate first. If we find evidence of actual poisoning, then we bring in law enforcement. Elon interrupted. Marcus is right. We handle this quietly until we know what we're dealing with. Dr. Patel looked up sharply. If someone attempted to murder you, this is a police matter. It's my life and my company's, Elon said, his voice stronger now that the 4 fluids were going in. If this gets out, it affects thousands of employees, millions of shareholders, billions in market cap. We investigate first. Carefully. Then decide next steps. Over the next hour, as the activated charcoal and fluids worked through his system, Elon's symptoms gradually stabilized. His heart rate dropped back toward normal. His vision cleared. The trembling reduced to occasional shakes. His mind began working properly again, which was almost worse, because now he could fully appreciate the horror of what had happened. Someone had tried to kill him. Someone with access. Someone close. Marcus returned with his laptop, setting it up on the conference table. I've pulled security footage from your house for the past week, and visitor logs. Let's start there. They spent 2 hours reviewing footage. Maria moving through the house doing her usual routines. Security guards checking perimeters. Delivery people dropping packages at the door. Elon's own comings and goings. Then, on Thursday, 3 days before the poisoning, something unusual. "Who's that?" Kimball asked, pointing at a figure on the screen. A woman in a lab coat and carrying a clipboard had entered through the front door, accompanied by one of the security guards. She spent 40 minutes moving through the house, apparently taking air quality readings or some kind of measurements. "Environmental inspection," Marcus said, checking his logs. "Scheduled through the property management company. You had mentioned concerns about air quality last month after that wildfire smoke." "I remember the conversation," Elon said slowly. "But I don't remember authorizing an inspection." Marcus's face went pale. "I approved it based on the written request that came through proper channels. It was signed with your digital signature." "Show me," Elon demanded. Marcus pulled up the email. It looked legitimate, the right email address, the right signature, the right format. But Elon stared at it, his engineer's brain spotting something others might miss. "The timestamp," he said, pointing. "This email supposedly for me was sent at 3:47 a.m. I don't send emails at 3:47 a.m. I'm asleep or working on engineering problems, not scheduling environmental inspections." "Forged," Kimball said immediately. "And this woman," Elon continued, pointing at the screen, "had unsupervised access to my house for 40 minutes. Where did she go?" They reviewed the footage more carefully. The woman checked various rooms, always appearing to use her handheld devices. But in the kitchen, she lingered near the pantry. Her body blocked the camera angle for approximately 90 seconds. "Can we enhance this?" Elon asked. "Not my specialty, but I know someone," Marcus said, already making a call. While they waited, Dr. Patel received preliminary results from the blood work. "Your electrolytes are off. Some liver enzyme elevation. But here's the concerning part, traces of several compounds that shouldn't be there. I'm sending samples to a specialized toxicology lab, but my preliminary assessment is that you were exposed to something. Whether it was enough to be lethal is unclear. You might have vomited up most of it, your system might have processed it efficiently, or the dose might have been calibrated to sicken rather than kill." "Why would someone want to sicken me rather than kill me?" Elon asked. Dr. Patel shrugged. "Warning. Practice run. Psychological warfare? Or they miscalculated the dose. Poisoning is imprecise. Body weight, metabolism, timing of last meal all affect how toxins work." Marcus's phone buzzed. He read the message, then looked up grimly. "The property management company has no record of any environmental inspection request. The company name on the woman's lab coat, Austin Air Quality Services, doesn't exist. No business license, no website, no records." "So she was a fake," Kimball said. "She was an assassin," Elon corrected quietly. "And she's still out there." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. This wasn't a crime of passion by a disgruntled employee. This was professional. Planned. Someone had forged emails, created a fake identity, infiltrated his home, and attempted to poison him. Someone with resources. With skills. With motivation. "We need to find her," Elon said, his voice hard. "Before she tries again." Marcus nodded. "I'm pulling in our best people. But Elon, until we know who she is and who hired her, you need to take this seriously. No more routine patterns. No more regular restaurants. Everything you eat and drink needs to be tested first. Your security detail needs to triple. And we need to figure out who wants you dead badly enough to go to these lengths." Elon thought about his enemies list. About the lawsuits, the competition, the Twitter fights, the political battles. About nations that feared his satellite network, companies that feared his disruption, individuals who'd threatened him online. "Make the list," he said. "Everyone with motive. Everyone with means. Everyone with opportunity. We'll investigate them all." "That could be hundreds of people," Kimball protested. "Then we investigate hundreds of people," Elon said flatly. "Someone tried to murder me in my own home. I want to know who. I want to know why. And I want to make sure it never happens again." He stood up, still unsteady but determined. "Get me a secure facility. Somewhere no one knows about. I'll work from there until we solve this. And Marcus, Find that woman. Find her before she finds me again. The safe house was a converted industrial building on the outskirts of Austin that had been purchased months earlier under a shell corporation for emergency contingencies. Few people knew it existed. Fewer still knew Elon was now living and working there. For 3 days, he'd been essentially imprisoned, working remotely, holding video conferences from anonymous backgrounds, coordinating his companies while a team of investigators tracked down his would-be killer. It was driving him crazy. "Another day of this, and I'm going to lose my mind," Elon said to Marcus, who had barely left his side since the poisoning. "Do we have anything? Anything at all?" Marcus pulled up his laptop, displaying the investigation dashboard. "We've made progress. The woman who entered your house. We've identified her." Elon sat forward sharply. "Who is she?" "Former CIA operative named Catherine Reed. Specialized in covert operations in Eastern Europe. Left the agency 3 years ago under unclear circumstances, officially retired, but rumors suggest she was forced out. Since then, she's been working private contracts. High-end security consulting, they call it. More accurately, she does wet work for people who can afford her rates." "Wet work," Elon repeated. "Assassination. Among other things. She's suspected in at least 4 deaths over the past 2 years, but nothing proven. She's very good at what she does. The fact that you survived suggests either she miscalculated the dose or she was ordered to warn rather than kill." "Who hired her?" Elon demanded. Marcus hesitated. "That's where it gets complicated. The money trail leads through 6 different shell corporations across 3 countries. Whoever hired her knew how to hide their tracks. But we've narrowed down the possibilities based on motive, means, and opportunity." He pulled up a series of dossiers. Category 1. Corporate rivals. There are 12 major competitors across your various companies who would benefit from your death or incapacitation. We're investigating all of them. Who's the most likely? Elon asked. Vladimir Petrov, Marcus said, pulling up a photo of a stern-looking Russian man in his 60s. CEO of Cosmos Industries. They've been losing the satellite launch market to SpaceX. His company is hemorrhaging money and investors. He's publicly stated that SpaceX is killing the Russian space program. He has connections to former Soviet intelligence, including people who worked with Catherine Reed during her CIA days. Elon studied the photo. He knew Petrov by reputation, old-school Russian space industry, resistant to innovation, resentful of American competition. What's his connection to Reed? They overlapped in Ukraine in 2018. She was running an operation. He was there supposedly on business. Our intelligence suggests they've maintained contact. It's circumstantial, but it's something. Category 2, Marcus continued, foreign governments. 4 nations have expressed serious concerns about your satellite network. China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran. All see it as a security threat. All have intelligence services capable of this kind of operation. Russia makes sense with the Petrov connection, Elon mused. What about China? China's been more focused on stealing your technology than killing you. Their approach is industrial espionage, not assassination. But we can't rule them out. Category 3. Elon prompted. Domestic extremists. You've received over 300 death threats in the past year alone. Most are online trolls, harmless. But 17 are from individuals with means and history of violence. We're investigating all of them, but most lack the sophistication for this kind of attack. Marcus pulled up another file. There's one exception. Thomas Brennan. Former Tesla employee, fired 2 years ago for safety violations. He's been posting increasingly unhinged threats online, talking about how you ruined his life, how you deserve to suffer. He has a background in chemistry, worked in battery development. He'd have the knowledge to create a poison. Elon. Vaguely remembered the firing, something about ignoring safety protocols that could have caused a battery fire. Do we know his current location? That's the problem, Marcus said. He disappeared 3 weeks ago. Stopped posting online, stopped using his credit cards, went completely dark. Could mean nothing, could mean he went operational. Find him, Elon ordered. What's Category 4? Category 4 is personal. People in your life who might have motivation we don't understand. Disgruntled family members, former romantic partners, people who feel wronged or betrayed on a personal level. Elon felt a chill. You're investigating my friends and family? We're investigating everyone, Marcus said gently. I don't like it either, but we have to be thorough. Someone got very close to you. That suggests inside knowledge. You think someone I know tried to kill me? Elon's voice was harder now. I think someone you know might have passed information to Reed, intentionally or unintentionally. Your routines, your security, your habits. That information came from somewhere. Elon stood and paced, his mind racing. The paranoia was the worst part, suspecting everyone, trusting no one, second-guessing every interaction and relationship. His phone buzzed. It was Gwynne Shotwell, his SpaceX president. He answered on video. Elon, where are you? Gwynne asked immediately. There are rumors you're sick, that you're in hiding. The board is concerned. Shareholders are asking questions. I'm fine, Elon said, forcing his voice to be steady. Just working on some sensitive projects that require discretion. Tell the board everything is under control. Gwynne studied him through the screen, her expression skeptical. You look terrible. You're not fine. What's really going on? Elon glanced at Marcus, who shook his head. No disclosure yet. I can't discuss it right now. But I need you to keep things running smoothly at SpaceX. Can you do that? Of course, Gwynne said, though she looked worried. But Elon, if something is wrong, if you're in danger, I need to know. The company needs to know. Soon, Elon promised. Just give me a few more days. After he ended the call, Kimball arrived with dinner, pre-packaged meals from a random restaurant, purchased by a security team member Elon had never met, tested for contaminants before being delivered. Even eating had become an exercise in paranoia. This is insane, Elon said, poking at the food without appetite. I can't live like this. I can't run my companies like this. We need to solve this fast. We're working as fast as we can, Marcus assured him. But we have to be careful. If we spook Reed or whoever hired her, they might escalate or go to ground permanently. Kimball's phone buzzed. He read the message, then looked up sharply. They found Thomas Brennan. He's dead. The room went silent. How? Elon asked. Apparent suicide. Pills and alcohol. Found in a motel outside San Antonio. He'd been dead for about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Elon repeated. So he died before the poisoning attempt? Looks that way, Kimball confirmed. Which means either he wasn't involved, or he was involved and was killed to cover tracks, Marcus finished grimly. If Brennan had the chemistry knowledge to make the poison, and then conveniently died before it was used. That's not suicide, Elon said. That's cleanup. Reed or whoever hired her eliminated a loose end. Marcus was already on his phone, coordinating with his team. I'm having our people examine Brennan's body and the scene. If it was staged to look like suicide, there will be evidence. Over the next several hours, more information trickled in. Brennan's motel room had been paid for with cash. No security cameras in the area. No witnesses. His laptop and phone were missing, unusual for a suicide. The pill bottle found with his body was traced to a pharmacy in Houston, but the prescription was fraudulent. This is professional, Marcus confirmed. Reed's work, or someone with similar training. They used Brennan somehow. Maybe he made the poison, maybe he provided inside information about Tesla facilities, then eliminated him. So we're back to who hired her, Elon said. Petrov. A foreign government. Someone else. His phone buzzed again. This time it was an unknown number. Elon almost didn't answer, but something made him accept the call. A woman's voice, calm and professional. Mr. Musk. We should talk. Elon felt his blood run cold. He gestured frantically to Marcus, who immediately started tracing the call. Who is this? You know who this is. I believe you've been looking for me. Catherine Reed. You tried to kill me, Elon said, his voice surprisingly steady. I tried to warn you, Reed corrected. If I'd wanted you dead, you'd be dead. The dose was carefully calculated to sicken, not kill. Consider it a message. From whom? Who hired you? That's what we need to talk about. I've had a change of heart about this contract. My employer has become problematic. I'd like to negotiate different terms. You want money, Elon said flatly. I want safety, Reed corrected. I took this contract thinking it was a straightforward job. It's become complicated. Too many bodies, too much attention. I want out, but I need insurance. Information for protection. Elon looked at Marcus, who was gesturing. Keep her talking, the trace needs more time. What information? Elon asked. Who hired me? What they're planning next, because Mr. Musk, the poisoning was just the beginning. There are more attempts planned, more people involved. If you want to stay alive, if you want to protect your companies, you need what I know. And in exchange, immunity, protection, a new identity and enough money to disappear permanently. I'm burned now anyway. This is my exit plan. How do I know this isn't a trap? Elon asked. You don't, Reed admitted. But consider, if I wanted you dead, why call to warn you? Why offer information? The truth is, my employer has become a liability. They're eliminating everyone involved. Brennan was just the first. I don't plan to be next. Marcus was shaking his head. The trace wasn't complete yet. I need to think about this, Elon said. You have 12 hours, Reed replied. After that, I assume you're not interested and I find another buyer for my information. There are several parties who'd pay well for what I know about you. Your security, your routines, your vulnerabilities. Think carefully about which option you prefer. The call ended. Marcus swore. We got a general location, somewhere in South Austin, but not specific enough. She's using a sophisticated setup, probably bouncing through multiple relays. Do you think she's serious? Kimball asked. Or is this another attempt? She's serious about being in danger, Elon said slowly. I could hear it in her voice. She's scared. Whoever hired her has turned on her. So we meet with her, Marcus said. Controlled environment, heavy security, record everything. If she's offering real information, we take it. And if it's a trap? Kimball asked. Then at least we know, Elon replied. But I don't think it is. I think Reed is telling the truth. She's being hunted by whoever hired her. And that person, whoever they are, is terrified of what she might reveal. He looked at Marcus. Set up the meeting. But on our terms, our location, our security. And Marcus, if this goes wrong, if she tries anything, you have my permission to end this however necessary. Marcus nodded grimly. Understood. 12 hours to prepare. 12 hours until Elon would come face to face with the woman who tried to kill him, and hopefully learn who really wanted him dead. The meeting location was a warehouse on the eastern edge of Austin that Marcus's team had secured and swept 3 times for any surveillance or weapons. Elon arrived with 6 security personnel, all armed, all positioned strategically throughout the space. Marcus had even brought in a former FBI hostage negotiator to observe and advise. Catherine Reed arrived exactly on time, alone, her hands visible and empty. She was younger than Elon had expected, mid-40s, athletic build, eyes that constantly scanned her surroundings. She looked like exactly what she was, a predator who had learned to fear being prey. She stopped 10 feet from Elon, making no sudden movements. Thank you for coming. You tried to poison me, Elon said coldly. This isn't a friendly meeting. No, Reed agreed. It's a negotiation. Let me be clear about my situation. I took a contract to eliminate you. The client paid half up front, half on completion. Standard terms. But after Brennan died, after I realized he was murdered to cover tracks, I understood this client doesn't plan to honor our agreement. They plan to eliminate everyone involved, including me. Who hired you? Elon demanded. That's the information I'm selling. But first, I need assurances. You're in no position to negotiate, Marcus said from his position behind Elon. We could arrest you right now for attempted murder." "You could try," Reed replied calmly. "But that would be messy and you'd lose the information I have. Better to deal fairly. I tell you everything, you provide immunity and protection. Everyone wins except the person who wanted you dead." Elon studied her face. She was scared. He could see it in the tightness around her eyes, the way her weight shifted slightly toward the door. But she was also professional, controlled, negotiating from weakness but not showing desperation. "Fine," Elon said. "You tell me everything. Who, why, what else is planned. If the information is valuable, I'll provide protection and money to disappear. But if you're lying, if this is a setup, I'll make sure you spend the rest of your life in a dark hole somewhere." "Clear." "Crystal," Reed replied. She reached slowly into her jacket. Marcus's hand went to his weapon and pulled out a USB drive. "Everything's on here. Documents, emails, wire transfers, recordings. But I'll give you the summary first." She took a breath. "Your enemy isn't who you think. It's not a foreign government or a corporate rival. It's closer to home than that." Elon felt his stomach drop. "Who? Do you know Dr. James Harrison?" Reed asked. The name meant nothing to Elon. He shook his head. "He knows you," Reed continued. "Very well. Dr. Harrison is a research scientist. 15 years ago, he worked for a small tech company developing battery technology. Revolutionary stuff, could have changed the electric vehicle market completely. But the company failed. Ran out of funding, couldn't get investors interested. The technology was sold off for pennies." "I don't see what this has to do with me," Elon said. "Tesla bought that technology," Reed revealed. "In 2010, as part of a bankruptcy auction. Your engineers refined it, improved it, and it became the foundation for your battery development program. Dr. Harrison believes you stole his life's work." Elon felt a flicker of recognition. There had been dozens of technology acquisitions in Tesla's early days, small companies whose innovations were incorporated into the larger vision. But he couldn't remember specific names. "That's business," Elon said. "We bought technology legally, in a legitimate auction. If he had a problem, he should have filed a lawsuit, not tried to kill me." "He did file a lawsuit," Reed said. 3 of them. All dismissed. The court said the bankruptcy sale was legal, that he'd signed away his rights when he took venture capital funding. Technically true. But from his perspective, you took his life's work, made billions from it, and gave him nothing. She continued. Harrison's life collapsed after that. His wife left him. His children won't speak to him. He lost his house, his reputation, everything. And he blames you. In his mind, you're a thief who destroyed his life and then became one of the richest men in the world using his stolen technology. "This is about revenge?" Elon asked. 15 years later. "Revenge and justice. He doesn't see a difference," Reed said. "He's been planning this for years. Saved every penny, mortgaged his mother's house, sold everything he owned. He paid me $2 million up front, promised another $2 million on completion. For him, it was worth any price." "But you said he's cleaning up loose ends," Marcus interjected. "If he's broke, where's he getting money to kill witnesses?" Reed's expression darkened. "That's where it gets worse. Harrison isn't working alone anymore. He found a partner, someone with far more resources and far less conscience." She plugged the USB drive into a laptop she'd brought, displaying financial records. 3 weeks ago, Harrison received a wire transfer of $5 million from a corporation called Titan Defense Solutions. "Recognize the name?" Elon did. "They're a defense contractor. Work with the Pentagon, State Department, intelligence agencies. Specifically, they specialize in autonomous weapon systems," Reed said. "And they're very, very concerned about SpaceX's satellite network. Your Starlink system provides global communications that they can't control or monitor. It threatens their contracts, their surveillance capabilities, their entire business model." She pulled up more documents, emails, internal memos. "Titan approached Harrison 6 months ago. They'd been tracking his movements, knew about his grudge against you. They offered him resources, money, connections, expertise, to help him succeed. But they also had their own agenda. Which is? Elon asked, though he was beginning to understand. They want you dead, but they also want to destabilize your companies. The poisoning was just phase 1, meant to sicken you, create doubt about your leadership, tank stock prices. Phase 2 was going to be sabotage at SpaceX and Tesla facilities. Phase 3 was to actually kill you, but make it look like an accident. A perfect campaign to destroy everything you've built. Elon felt cold fury building. And you were going to go along with this? I was hired for phase 1, Reed said. Defensively. I didn't know about the rest until after I'd already taken the money. And when Brennan turned up dead, when I realized Titan was eliminating everyone involved, I decided my survival was more important than their money. She closed the laptop. Everything you need is on that drive. Financial records linking Titan to Harrison. Emails discussing the plan. Even audio recordings of meetings where they discussed your assassination. Enough to bury both of them, if you move fast. Why the urgency? Marcus asked. Because phase 2 is happening now, Reed said urgently. Tonight, actually. Harrison has people inside your facilities. Your contractors, maintenance staff, people you wouldn't suspect. They're going to sabotage production lines and create accidents that will be blamed on your company's safety protocols. And tomorrow morning, Titan's lobbying team will be on Capitol Hill pushing for investigations and regulations that will cripple SpaceX. Elon pulled out his phone immediately, calling his security chiefs at both Tesla and SpaceX. Lock down everything. No one enters or exits any facility without my personal authorization. Check all contractors, all maintenance staff, everyone. There's a sabotage plan in motion. He looked at Reed. Give me names. Who's inside my companies? Reed pulled up another file. 6 people. 4 at Tesla, 2 at SpaceX. They're being paid through offshore accounts. Think they're just corporate spies gathering intelligence. They don't know they're part of an assassination plot. Marcus was already coordinating with security teams, giving them names and descriptions. We'll have them all in custody within the hour. What about Harrison and Titan? Elon asked. That's trickier, Reed admitted. Harrison's smart enough to stay mobile. I don't know his current location. But Titan's executives are in Washington, D.C. right now, probably celebrating what they think will be their victory tomorrow. Elon's mind raced. He could go to the FBI, to the Justice Department, expose everything. But that would take time, would give Titan opportunity to destroy evidence, to lawyer up, to delay. And there was no guarantee the government would act. Titan had powerful connections.